Welcome back to Angular discussions. In this video, we will see how to upload a file from an Angular application to the Web API. So here Web API will store the file inside a file directory, that is a folder. Then here we will save the information inside a database and also inside a in-memory object. Let's go. Here I will show you what we are going to implement in our application. So we will have our Angular application, then .NET Core Web API application. So that Angular application will send the request to the .NET Core application along with the file. So .NET Core application will receive the request along with that file. Then .NET Core application will store the file inside the folder or file directory. Then it responds back to the Angular application. So the file upload is completed. After this, we will see all the uploaded files inside the Angular application. Then if you want to download a single file, then you can click on the download option. That will submit the file download request to the .NET Core application. So this .NET Core application will receive that request and process it. So while processing, it will get the file from the folder, then it will give that same file in the response to the Angular application. This is what we are going to see in this video. Yeah. So this is the database table. This is the table I have created. So I have created simply 5 fields: ID, file name, file extension, MIME type, and file path. So file name, we will store the name of this file. So like this, name of the file. And here file extension is what type of file it is: PNG or GIF, Word file, or Excel file kind of. So MIME type is a type of the file. So image type, then application that compressed GIF compressed file type. So this is a file path. So where we have stored. Okay. This is the simple database table we have created to store the file information. We are not storing the file inside the database. We are storing the file inside the folder, file directory. Then this is the application we have built. So this is a home page. This will simply welcomes you to the Angular discussions. Then this is the file upload form I have created to upload the file and submit to the Web API application. Then this is the page or a screen which displays all the uploaded files. So it has 2 files already uploaded. So here is the file name we can see, and here is the description, and this is the file type, that means MIME type, and this is the extension. Okay, and here is the download option. When you click on a download, it will download the uploaded file. Then let's go into Web API. This is the Web API I have implemented. File manager is my project name, Web API project name. So this has 3 methods. Let's look into those methods. This is my file manager controller. So this controller is a API controller, Web API controller. You can see here. Let me maximize the. This is my Web API controller, and I have added the CORS policy. We must discuss about this CORS option here, because Web API and Angular applications, two applications, are completely independent applications. So if you want to communicate to the other domain from one domain to another domain, you definitely need to enable CORS option. CORS option is nothing but cross origin request. So if you want to request from one website or domain to another website or domain, you need to allow them in the CORS option. In .NET Core, we enable it in the startup.cs file. So this is the startup.cs file. Yeah, here is this Swagger configuration. Here is the CORS option. So in my CORS option, I am saying that allow any origin, allow any method, allow any header. So that means this application will allow any request from any website. Okay, so because I'm doing a demo, simple demo, that's why I have allowed all the uh, websites, origins, headers, methods, anything. So when you are developing, so don't put like this. You need to respect the third party websites or something. So you need to allow only the trusted websites. Okay. So I have created a course policy. This is my policy name. So when I use my policy name in any controller or action method level, then that follow this course policy. So here in my file manager controller, I have added my policy. So here this controller will follow that of those options. It will, that controller allows any origin, any method, any header. Okay. Yeah, this is important. Otherwise you can see course issue in Angular application. Then this is my basic base route is a controller name. And here is my controller, actual controller. And this is the app directory. So that means a folder where I want to store the all the files, store all the files. So I'm just creating the paths. So I'm taking directory.get current directory. So this will get current application running directory. Inside that I'm reading www root folder. That means I'm reading this folder, this one. So I will get a path for this folder in this one. I'm keeping it as a global variable so that I can store later. Then this file DB is a simply in-memory object. So this is an in-memory object which will stores the file information. When we upload a file, so that we need to store somewhere, right? I have given two options. One is storing in database and another one is storing in memory. This is the in-memory object to store the file information. And this one is the database. To store the file information inside the database, I have created a entity framework database first approach. And this is the context, database context class. I'm creating context object so that I will use it later to store the file information to the database. Yeah. So this is the global information, field level information. And this is the post call which receives the file information from the Angular application. This is the post method which receives the file and other information from the Angular application. So here I have mentioned an attribute which is multi-part form data because we are receiving the file type. So we need to mention this one. So I'm receiving the file type data so that I have mentioned it. So that is it. Then this is a post call. And here I am receiving the data from form. So this is my model. So let's look at this model. This is the model. So this model simply has three fields in it, properties in it. Just my file is a file type, iForm file type. This will receive the file from Angular application, and this is a simple text. I want to give you an example, a combined example with file and other data. So I don't want to give you example with only file. So if I give you an example with a file and the data, so that it will helpful while you are doing it in real time. So that in my model, I have two types of data, that is a form file and a normal data. Okay, this is my model, and this is the post method which will receive the data from Angular application, and inside this I'm calling save file method. So this file will save the received file into my folder, okay, file directory. Then it will, after storing the file into the file directory, then it will prepare the data to store inside a database. Okay, after saving the file into folder, then I'm returning the file information, then I'm storing that file information inside a database. So I'm saving that file information into a database. So after storing the data into database, then file upload is completed. So once the file upload is completed, so we want to see the uploaded files like this one, uploaded files. So when you move to that screen, then this method gets called, and this will get all the files uploaded, and it will gives you the list of the records uploaded. Okay, and so here in this screen, we can see the download button. When you hit on that particular download button, so this method get called, then it will give you the file down. Okay, so this is the web API I have created. So let's get into the each method. So let's expand the method. So if you double click on this, or if you click on this plus button, the method will get expanded. So this is the try block I have added for exception handling. Let me stop this. Yeah. Then this is the file. In this model, I'll receive a my file. We have already seen that my file is a file type, iForm file. So in .NET Core, we will use iForm file for file thing. So here is the save file async method. So in this method, we will having the code for saving the file. So I'm passing my file to the save file async method. So this will simply saves the file and returns me, it simply saves the file and returns me the file information. So then if the file got stored, then file path definitely would be there. I'm checking that. If file path is there, then only I'm storing it. So if the file path is there, then I'm filling the additional details like alternate text and description. Then I'm storing into in memory. This is a storing into in memory object, and this is a storing into database. So you can comment if you don't want to store into in memory object. So this is storing into a database. That is done. Then I'm returning the HTTP response. Okay. So if file path is empty, then I'm returning the bad result. Okay. If I got any exception, I'm returning the new HTTP response message of type internal server error. Okay. So I'm returning the internal server error along with the exception message. Okay. Yeah. This is a post method. So here we are calling the save file async, right? So let's look into that save file async. So this is the file saving method. So here I'm creating a file record. This is a simple model class. Simple model class which will have a fields or properties to store the file information. Then I'm checking that my file. So this file is empty, null or not. If it is not null, then I'm checking the app directory is already exist or not. If the folder is not exist, then we will get an exception. That's why I'm checking that whether the folder or directory is exist or not. So if it doesn't exist, I'm creating the folder or directory. Okay. So once the folder got created, then I'm creating the file name. So I'm taking tix as a file name. That's how I can make sure the file name is unique. So here I'm taking the tix and I'm getting the file extension. So I'm concatenating those two so that I will have a file name, and this is my file path. I have a path and a file name. Then I got a file path to store. Then I'm simply filling my modal record. This is normally filling the data. So that is a normal thing. Then this one is the file saving part. So I'm actually creating a file stream of this particular path. Then I'm storing my particular file, my file. So we have received it from the calling method. So I'm saving that file into the particular file path here. Okay. This is a file saving part. And after saving the file, so here after saving the file, we are saving that particular thing into database. So here is the saving the file into database. Let's go into save to database. This is the saving into database. So here we have received the model. Then I'm creating a database object. Then a database table object. This is a entity framework database table object. I'm filling all the details. Then adding it to file data object. So this is my table name. So this is my table name. File data is my table name. So I'm adding the record into file data table. So I'm saving changes. So in entity framework, when we save changes, when we call save changes method, then record got saved into the database. Okay, this is how we save the data into data. This is get all files method. It is reading data from database file data table. Then I am preparing the model. So I'm copying all the values into my model and I'm creating a list. And I'm creating list object. Okay, this is get all files method, which is getting data from database and in memory object. So I have commented in memory object and reading it from database. This is the file download part. So it will take ID as input, file ID. So with the ID, we will get the file information from the database table. So once the file information got returned from the database, then we are getting the file path. So once we got the path, we are creating the file stream. We are creating the file stream. Then we are responding back with the file stream. So we are giving a file stream as a download. Okay, this is the file download part. This is a web API, completely explained. So this is the web API part. So when we run it, let me disable all checkpoints. So when I run it, I have added a Swagger. So Swagger is the API documentation tool. So Swagger will gives you all the API methods which are present in the application, API application. See, so we have a post call which receives the request from the Angular application. Then this is a get call. It will gives the list of all files inside the table. So this means this will gives you the files inside the database, all the uploaded files inside the database. Then this will gives you the single file based on the ID. So it needs ID as input. Based on that ID, it will gives you single file. Okay, this is a sample weather forecast added when we create application. Okay, yeah, these are the methods we have in the web API. So let's go into Angular application. Web API is ready and running. And this is the Angular application. I have created three components: home, file upload, and view files. Three components. So in the file upload component, I am uploading the file, and view files component, I am displaying all the files. So when you click on download, you will get the file as a download. Okay. Let's get into the code of Angular. This is the Angular code. So this is a file upload component, and this is a home component, and this one is a view files component. Let's look into the file upload, as a home component doesn't have much things. This is the simple page title and Angular image, then welcome message. Right? Home page. Yeah, this is the title and image and welcome message. So let's look into the file upload component. Where is file upload? Here is a file upload component. So file upload component is this one. So this is the let's look at the HTML first. This is the file upload HTML, file upload component HTML. So here I am displaying title, page title, so which is configured inside the file upload component. So this is the page title I have given. Welcome to file upload component. Okay. So then this one is a file upload component HTML. So here I have simply created a form tag. So this form tag is having a file form. So I have created a form group. So this is the form group, Angular form group. So this form group has two controls, alt text and a description. So I didn't create a file control as part of this form group. So because we actually submit that in a different way, not in a form submit way. So we will look into that one. So this form group has two controls, alternate text and description. This is the normal controls. So I have configured initial text as a empty text. Then this is my file upload variable which holds the file. Okay, this is my file form. So this is my file form. So I have created a form tag and given a form group. So when I click on submit button inside this form tag, this is the method I am submitting to. Okay, ng submit is a submit method. So when you click on submit on the form, this will submit to this particular method. Then this is the form group. I am displaying the file label and file control. So this is input type file. So this is a file control and this is the file label. So if you see, this is the first one, file label, then file control. Okay, this is the first group, first control group. Next control group is this one. What is this? This is a alternate text and text box. Second group is this one, alternate text label and the input control of type text. And what is the third one? Third one is a description and text box, description label and text box. This is the third form group, description label and text box. Okay, then submit button to submit the data. That's it. So it has a three simple controls: file upload, two text boxes, and one button. Okay. Yes. So this is my HTML, simple HTML. I have used all Bootstrap CSS classes. So this is file upload HTML. Then let's go into the component. So as you already seen, this is the page title. Then after this page title, this is the form group I have created, and this one is the file upload control, which will hold the file data when you select the file. So that means I have added on change to the file upload. So this is my input tag of type of file. So when you select a file, that means when the selected file got changed, it will trigger handle file input method inside the component. Okay. So here this one is very important in Angular file upload. So you need to add this on change to the file type control. So here I am sending my particular event to the particular method inside the component. Let's look into that one. So this one is the handle input method. This one is the handle input method, file input. So here I am receiving the event. So in that event, I have a target. In that target, I have files. So I am reading my particular file from this particular files object. Why I am having only index of 0 means I have placed only single selection. So it is a single file select, not a multi-select. So that's why I have confidently reading index of 0. Okay, files index of 0. That means it will get to the first file. So the 0 appendix. Okay. So in the event target file. So I'm reading files from e.target.file. So then I'm holding this file inside this file upload variable already declared. So whenever you select a file using file upload, that file will get saved into this one temporarily. So once you uploaded that one, then you need to enter the other data. That means when you select a file from here, suppose I want to select this Docker file, installer file, then I will enter this alternate text sample, then test. So I have entered the sample data. I'm clicking on submit. Okay, when I click on submit, this save file info method get called. So because we have given save file info method as a submit method. So when you click on submit inside this form, so we are calling this save file info method. That's why this particular method get called. Okay. So when this get called, then I'm creating form data. This is most important in Angular file upload. How we upload file from Angular to Web API means, so this is a key point here. So we first need to create a form data object. So we need to append our file to the form data object. So that's how we can upload the file from Angular application to Web API or MVC or any other server-side service. So this is a form data object I'm creating. This is the object name, and this is the object type, and this is the initialization. I'm creating object and assigning it to the form data variable. Okay, after creating form data variable, I'm appending my file. So I'm giving the name as a my file because you need to match this my file name with the properties inside the API. So here is my post call, right, which will receive the data from Angular. So in this file model, we have a my file, alternate text, then description. So we need to match these names inside the Angular applications. If you see, my file is this one, alt text is this one, description is this one. So if you see here, first letter is capital, here first letter is small, right? So Web API will automatically manages it. So because Web API knows that if the data is data format is JSON, then this Web API will knows that first letter will come as a lowercase. Web API will automatically maps this. Okay, no worries. So this is how you create a form data object and fill the data inside the form data object. So here I'm appending the file upload, and next to that I'm adding the normal data like a string data, boolean, normal data. So alternate text and a description. After adding all my data, so I'm simply doing a HTTP post call. So I have injected HTTP client service into my constructor. Then I'm calling post method on top of that HTTP. So here is my Web API URL. So this is my Web API URL. Just now we have seen, right? This is our Web API, and here is the Web API running. So localhost 48608 is my Web API URL. If you look at this post method, what is the URL of this one? So let's click on try it out. And here, if you execute, here is the URL. Requesting URL is this one. HTTP colon localhost colon 4860/file manager is the URL. API URL is the Web API URL. So that this is the URL just now we saw. So I'm calling this particular post method with the form data as a payload. With the form data as a payload. Okay. So we are simply calling post method to the Web API along with the form data, so that this data will get submitted to that. And here I am sending a headers as a empty headers. And once the call is submitted, then I'm subscribing to that particular one. Once the file upload is completed, then I'll get the response, and I'm showing that file got uploaded. I'm showing an alert message with the file uploaded. Okay. This is the simple file upload component. This is the simple file upload component. Okay. So we will select a file, then enter the simple data, and then submit. File will get uploaded to Web API. Once the file is uploaded to Web API, then if you want to see the uploaded files, you can go to View Files component. Okay. So this will list out all the files got uploaded to the Web API. Okay. Here you can see all the uploaded files. Then if you want to download one file, then you can simply click on this particular download file. So here I have uploaded a zip file. Then I will click on download. Then file got downloaded. Okay. Yeah. So let's look into View Files component. Where is View Files component? This is the View Files component HTML. This is a simple table, a page title and a table. table with a file name, description, these headers and the body. So these are the files I'm reading from the web API. So let's look into the component of the file, view files component. This is the component. Inside this component, you can simply see that get all files to display, then download file is to download. Okay, so here I am calling web API get method. So this will gives me all the uploaded files. Then I am storing the response into my local files object. So this is of type any. Then I'm looping through this files object. So where is my here it is. So I'm looping through that files array and I'm displaying each file information. Okay, so this is my download button. So when you click on this particular download button, so you will I'm passing file ID and content type. So actually file ID is enough. So I'm calling this download file method, which is this one, download file. Okay, here I'm calling the web API. Here I'm calling the web API method with the ID. Web API get method with the ID. So I'm passing the ID so that based on this ID we are passing, it will give us the file as a download. And here in the subscribe, it is a tricky part. So how do you save the file? How do you download the file in Angular? If you remember, we are giving file as a blob or a stream. Okay, here we are giving file as a stream download. So that if you want to handle that, you need to declare a result type of a blob. Here we are receiving a blob type. Then we are converting that blob into a particular format with the content type. So we are actually saving the content type, right? So image or a compressed zip file or like this. So we are actually storing this thing. So with the help of this content type, we can convert that blob back to our image or Word file or Excel file or zip file with the help of this content type. Okay. So with the help of this content type, we are converting that back to normal file. That means if you upload an image, then it will get converted to image. If you upload a zip, it will get converted to zip. Then once the conversion is done, so you are creating object URL with this converted blob. Then you are opening a new browser window and you are passing that URL so that it will show you the file. If browser can able to display that file, then it will display. If browser can't display that file, then it will gives you as the download. So right now, if you see browser can display image, right? If you click on download, then it is displaying a image file. So if browser can't display, actually browser can't display zip files, right? So if you click on zip file download, it will gives you as a download because browser can't display zip files. So it is intelligent enough to do the job. Okay, this is how we can see and we can view and download the uploaded files. Okay, this is the code for getting all the files and downloading the file. I think we have seen the code for Angular application and web API. Let's see the demo. So I want to upload a file. I'm selecting a file. I want to select this one, zip file, test, and test. I'm clicking on the submit. It is saying file uploaded. Let's go to view files. See, the third file got uploaded. Okay, this is the third file. Let me upload one more image. So I want to upload this image, txt. Clicking on submit. Okay, view files. See, I can see the third file which is uploaded just now. Let me click on download. So this is the file. This is the image I have uploaded just now. Okay. Yeah, this is how we can upload a file from Angular application to Web API, server-side application services. Yeah, this is it. For more videos like this, please like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to click on bell icon.